We are starting this class with some for voice to some drill. And let's read this, please, in 14s. No, let's read it in 15s. Okay. I am plaintiff counsel, Mr. Sawyer.
I am the witness.
I am the court.
I am attorney for defense, Ms. McElroy.
And by the way, we have a former CSR today, all court today, and a exam and a test and a qualifier. And Friday will also be a qualifier. Okay, so let's start with the court line. Go ahead and start on line 1.
Okay. It's the court for the record. People versus David James Mitchell. Our parties are present. We're going to call the case of David James Mitchell. We've got all parties. Mr. Sawyer here. Ms. McElroy is here. The defendant's here in custody. People are ready. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're ready as well, Ms. McElroy?
Yes.
Mr. Sawyer, did you want to designate an officer? You said you had 3 or 4 witnesses, is my recollection.
Officer Burke's going to be designated investigating officer. The only other witness I'm going to have here today is Linda Skidmore.
Is Ms. Skidmore present?
Yes, she's in the audience.
Anybody else a witness or not really?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the name of the witnesses.
There's a few people out there.
Linda Skidmore is the other one.
Officer Burke, who's seated at council table?
We make a motion to exclude witnesses and ask the witnesses be admonished concerning their possible testimony. That includes potential witnesses.
Well, anybody here aside from Ms. Skidmore?
Not that I'm aware of.
Ms. Skidmore, come up this way, this close side, this near side of the table. We'll swear you in as a witness. Thank you for waiting and for returning.
Your Honor, could you also indicate anything that these witnesses have said to other people about the case could be potential testimony in the case?
I'm not going to give an advisement to the whole world here. Ask her some questions. We'll see where we end up. I'm not going to give a speech. Ma'am, we'll swear you as a witness.
There was a woman hugging Ms. Skidmore.
I'm not going to get into it unless you have a better offer of proof. We'll swear you in.
I do.
Have a seat, please. Before I put on the witness, what's the DA's offer at this time on this gentleman?
The offer was midterm state prison on 10/8/51 and admitting a prior conviction for 10/8/51.
Is that gone as of this testimony?
That's gone.
What's the amount of time on that?
Midterm state prison.
Midterm is how much?
I don't remember. I have to go get my sheet again and add it up.
In any event, we'll proceed, okay? Ma'am, you want to state your name for us?
My name is Mrs. Linda R. Skidmore.
Is Linda the usual spelling, Linda?
Yes, it is.
Skidmore, Skidmore.
Correct.
Okay, these folks have some questions that they're going to ask. A couple of things to keep in mind. These are things I tell all witnesses in answering a question. Please answer out loud. She's got to write down everything we say, okay? If you nod or shake your head, as many people do, it makes it hard on her. Also, if you do not understand any questions, I want you to tell us if it's not clear. Don't try to answer it at all, okay?
Okay.
Now, with that in mind, we'll let you go ahead, Mr. Sawyer, and Ms. McElroy will have some questions.
Ms. Skidmore, where do you live?
1137 Aberdeen Avenue, Stockton, California, 95209.
Okay, I'm going to take you back to September 1. Where were you living there?
Yes, I was.
Okay, is it your residence where you park your vehicle?
Yes.
Anything unusual happened to your vehicle that day?
Yes.
What's that?
I noticed between 11 p.m. and 12:40 p.m. that night, my car was gone.
Okay, was it locked?
Yes, it was locked.
When you last saw it?
I last saw it.
No, I'm saying when you last saw it that day, was it locked?
Yes, it was locked.
Before you noticed it gone?
Yes.
Objection, leading.
I'll allow. Your testimony is yes. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you loan anybody the vehicle?
No.
Anybody have access to a key?
The only ones that had access were me and my husband.
Okay, did your husband have that vehicle that you're aware of?
No.
Had you ever lost the key?
Actually, a couple weeks prior to this, my home was broken into and there were some articles taken. Along with the articles that were taken was a purse, my purse with all my ID, and I had a spare car key in it and a house key, and I reported that when that happened too.
All right, after you noticed your car missing, did you ever see your car again?
Yes, I did.
When was the next time you saw your car?
Approximately about 45 minutes to an hour later.
Okay, where did you see it?
I saw it at David Mitchell's mother's house parked in front of the house.
Okay, what did you do then?
I immediately went to the payphone at Quick Stop and I called the police.
Did you see your car again after that?
Yes, I did.
When did you see that then?
I saw the police chase him down the street
Where did you see your car again?
at 612 Murata Lane.
Okay, and what condition was your car in then?
It was totaled.
Okay, what was the condition of the car when you noticed that it was missing?
It was in excellent condition.
What year is this car?
It was a 97 Honda Civic.
The car that you saw that was totaled, you said that it was on Murata Lane?
Yes,
Were the police there?
yes.
How did you get to that location?
A friend.
Objection. How did the car get to that location?
No, I asked how she got there.
A friend brought me to that location.
Was that at the request of the police?
Objection. How would she know that?
I'll sustain it. You want to rephrase, we know she went to that location.
How did you find out your car was at Murata Lane?
I was contacted by police.
Objection. Hearsay.
That explain why you went there, right?
Yes.
The police had asked me.
Objection to question before the witness.
I'll leave that in. They called you up, you went, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and did you inspect the vehicle at Murata Lane?
Yes.
Are you certain it's the same vehicle?
Yes.
Okay, I have no further questions.
Okay, the other lawyer has some questions, Ms. Skidmore.
Now, Ms. Skidmore, when you reported the car stolen, you called in to which police agency to do that?
Objection relevance.
I'll allow. You can answer that.
Stockton Police Department.
Okay, and what time did you do that?
About a few minutes after 12:40.
Okay, and how was it that you happened to be up at 12:40 in the morning? Right, not afternoon?
Yes.
Objection relevance.
I'll allow that since she was up. That's her observations.
You said 12:40 p.m. You meant 12:40 a.m., right?
Yes.
Okay, and right, it was 40 minutes past midnight?
Yes.
Okay, and when you called the police, you gave them all the information that they asked you about, is that right?
Yes.
Objection relevance.
I'll allow because you've elicited testimony the police called her to explain her conduct, those things.
This is for the truth of the matter asking. I don't see another exception finding out what questions the police officer asked her.
Well, she's testified she contacted them and indicated her car was taken, and she made these observations and then went over to 612 and her car's totaled then.
Did you park your car in your driveway that night or in a garage, or where was it parked?
I parked my car in my driveway.
Okay, and you parked it there at 11 p.m.?
I returned home at 10:30 p.m. that evening.
Okay, is that the last time you saw it before noticing it was missing?
No.
Okay, and when was the last time you saw it before noticing it was missing?
11 p.m.
How did you happen to see it at 11?
I went outside. I was hearing noises and I went outside.
You heard some noises and went outside?
Yes.
Did you see anything after hearing the noises?
No.
Objection relevance.
I'll allow. She didn't see anything out there.
Did you go into your car at 11 when you went outside?
No, I did not.
And did you lock it at 10:30 when you parked it there?
Yes.
Okay. Was anyone else with you in the car when you got out at 10:30?
My children.
Is one of your children in court today?
Yes.
Which one? What's her name?
Objection relevance.
I'll sustain that. That's discovery.
She's a percipient witness. We should ask anyway so we know in the future.
That's a possibility.
She brought a witness who's sitting through.
A witness to what?
That she locked the car was parked there.
She didn't say she knew it was locked.
That's a possibility. Is your son out there?
Yes, that's my youngest child.
Anybody who could watch him if he stepped outside?
Yes.
Ma'am, if you and her son step outside just for a minute, there's a possibility you could be a witness. I don't know that. There's always that remote possibility.
And the name of that person?
Well, I'm not going to divulge that. You can talk to the DA about discovery.
How many children were in the car when you parked it at 10:30?
2.
Now, when you called the police and told them that the car was missing, you also told them that all the keys to the car were accounted for. Is that correct?
No.
You did not?
No.
How long did you talk with the person at the police department?
Objection relevance.
Well, sustain that. That means you don't have to answer that.
Did he ask you the question, are all the keys accounted for?
Objection relevance.
I'll allow that as possible impeachment here. Do you remember being asked that or the topic being discussed?
Not really. No, I don't remember that question.
Did they ask you whether the keys were in the vehicle?
Objection.
No.
I'll allow it. You can,
Did they ask you whether the doors were locked?
I still object. That is for hearsay purpose too.
I'll sustain that. It's impeachment. I'll sustain. That means you don't have to answer the last question.
But when they asked you about all the keys being, you don't remember any question concerning whether or not all the keys were accounted for?
Again, this is hearsay of the officer.
Well, this is possible impeachment, but in any event, have you discussed that a bit? Does that ring a bell, refresh your memory about anything you may have said about the keys being accounted for or not?
No, it does not.
When you called in and initially reported the car stolen or missing, did you tell them that your purse with the spare key had been taken in your house earlier?
Yes.
And I'm talking about this initial call that you made.
Yes.
Did you tell them that you had no idea who had taken the car?
Yes.
And you also told them that you had no idea how they took the car?
Yes.
So you didn't mention that there was a key outstanding somewhere, and somebody who burglarized your house had that extra key?
Objection asked and answered.
I think I'll sustain. She told us she doesn't have any recollection on that.
You told them you had no idea how the car could have been taken from your driveway, right?
Asked and answered, Your Honor.
Well, that's true, right, ma'am?
That's right.
Okay.
There was no glass in the driveway indicating any break-in, right?
No.
And you, when they asked you, does it look like somebody broke into the car, broke some glass? You told them, no, there's no glass there, right?
Objection asked and answered.
It's not relevant. She didn't see glass, so that question doesn't add anything here.
Now, you know that the person that burglarized your house was a guy named Nathan, is that right?
Objection, Your Honor.
Do you have some offer of proof? Is that relevant for some reason?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll let you answer the question.
No, I do not know that.
Okay, it's your suspicion when they asked you if you knew who might be responsible for stealing this car. Did you tell them that you thought Nathan had done it?
Objection, Your Honor.
No.
I'll allow. I don't want to get too far afield unless there's an offer of proof by you, Ms. McElroy, that your client is going to testify or somebody's going to testify about who got this car.
It's my understanding Ms. Skidmore already stated this.
Stated what?
She understands Nathan had stolen the car.
That doesn't help as far as Mr. Mitchell here.
Where do you get that?
In any event, we'll stop at that point. Have you ask the next question. I don't want to go down that avenue unless there's some relevance to Mr. Mitchell's 10851.
Did you tell Mr. Mitchell's mother that you knew that Nathan had stolen some items from your house?
I'm going to object, Your Honor. We've just ruled on this.
Is there an offer of proof that's relevant in our proceedings?
Well, there's certainly, if it does not implicate my client, implicate someone else. That's the issue concerning his non-involvement in the case.
Well, I'm going to sustain this non-involvement.
He's charged with taking this vehicle 10851.
I understand. I think Officer Burke's the individual who was the man behind the wheel driving the car.
He's not just charged with driving, he's also charged with taking.
He's charged with evading the police.
He's got a lot of charges. I'll sustain that at this point. I don't see,
To the extent that he's the one.
let me finish. I don't see at this stage how the fact that Nathan is going to exonerate Mr. Mitchell, unless there's a specific proof you intend to establish here, that there is a Nathan, that Mr. Mitchell did have the car with some other person's permission or witnessing who took the car. We're not going to hear this. That's really just discovery, so I'll let you pose your next question here.
What day was your home burglarized?
Objection, relevance.
I'm going to sustain that.
This is on cross-examination. She's testified her home was burglarized. If it happened after this event, it's unlikely it had anything to do with this. They brought it up on direct.
There.
You know, I'm going to sustain that. I don't want to go down the discovery issue. I'm willing to hear a direct offer of proof on this case. Otherwise, I don't want to end up with a fishing expedition about discovery to be handled at a different time.
At the time your car was missing, how many keys to the car were there?
2 sets.
2 sets?
I'll let her answer.
2 keys or?
2 keys.
Okay. And you had one and your husband had the other, is that correct?
No.
Okay. At the time your car was missing, you had 1 set of keys?
I had the set of keys.
Who had the other set?
I don't know. Like I said before, my house was burglarized 2 weeks before that, and I don't know. I haven't heard anything from the police in regards to who it was. I never got my things back that were taken, and the person that burglarized my home, that is the other set.
Okay, we're gonna stop there. Trying to get the camera closer. Can't see mouths, guys. Stacy. Okay, I'll take
Yeah.
those back, please.
That's horrible.
We are going to go ahead now and put 3 minutes of warm-up from the, which one should I do first? We're going to do the regular take first. And we have 3 minutes of warm-up. And we'll do that on this recording, on the practice recording. Anybody remember that material we just did? Lots of exchange. Yeah, it's good. We did it in February, but I thought it's big enough. I didn't think it'd be too familiar. So it's good to get all that exchange. Oh, excuse me. So I am Mr. Emerson for the plaintiff.
I am the witness.
I am the court.
I am Mr. Nguyen for the defense.
Okay, and we're going to read in 14s up to page 208, line 22. Your copies should be marked. So this will be 210. We'll do it twice. It's just 3 minutes. It's a very short. On the record with Mr. Emerson questioning. You're the one that reread. Whoops, sorry. That's not correct. Let's start over. You're the one that reared back to take the first punch?
Yes.
It was Deputy Rivera?
Deputy Rivera did not make the first punch. I made the first step towards him, yes.
You were taking the first punch at him to start this fight based on what you say was his command?
Yes, sir.
You weren't taking this fighting stance and coming at him to protect yourself because he hadn't come at you at all at this point, is that right?
That's correct.
How much time elapsed from the time you put your hand out to the time you then have this conversation?
It's kind of a quick conversation at this point. We already established that, and he was going through the final, and both of us were exchanging the final leading up to what we were about to do, and he agreed. You know, it was very quick but clear.
Okay, so on the count of 3, come at me. Either you said yes, right before that, or right after that, or someone around there.
Yes, or acknowledgement.
And then he said 1, 2, 3, just like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, showing you, I queued it up as you've seen to 1 minute and 58 seconds on camera 14, People's Exhibit 2, and I'm going to play it up to the point it will show when you say the time this conversation happened until the time you lunged at the deputy to hit him. That just took 2 seconds, didn't it? We went from 1:58 on the counter clock to 2 minutes. Isn't that right?
Yes.
But it's your testimony you just testified to everybody here, to me and all the jurors, from the time that 2 seconds from here to the time you attacked him, lunged at him, you had this conversation of, let's take an aggressive stance. What do you mean by that? Take a fighting stance. We're going to do this. Yes, on the count of 3, we're going to do this. 1, 2, 3.
Objection.
There's no way that happened in 2 seconds. Isn't that true?
Objection. Misstates the testimony.
Overruled.
Yes and no. There's no way that happened, like you just said, in 2 seconds.
What I stated.
Yes or no? There's no way that happened, like you just told me and these jurors, in the 2 seconds.
In the 2 seconds, no.
Okay, but according to you, that's how it went down.
That's my recollection of the words.
Recollection? You've seen this video several times, haven't you?
I've seen it several times now, yes.
Do you want to change your testimony at this point?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so that entire dialogue happened within 2 seconds?
It probably couldn't have happened in the 2 seconds. It was probably, the conversation was probably maybe 4 seconds back.
Are you changing your testimony now? Yes or no? Are you changing what you earlier said?
Objection.
Let him finish.
In the 2 seconds?
Yes or no? Are you changing what you earlier told us?
Absolutely not. My statement is true.
Do you remember being near laundry baskets?
I don't really recall being by the laundry baskets, but I remember being on the other side of the Sally Port, yes.
Do you remember seeing laundry baskets?
No.
Is it possible there's laundry baskets in there?
Possible.
Is it possible there's laundry baskets somewhere in the Sally Port area, but off view of the camera?
Yes.
Only if you remember.
It's possible.
Okay, let's see if I can read that a little more smoothly this time. We're talking about Sally Port. That's like a holding area for people in jail. It's caged. Okay, here we go. Mr. Emerson, once again, same material, same way. You're the one that reared back to take the first punch?
Yes.
It wasn't Deputy Rivera?
Deputy Rivera did not make the first punch. I made the first step towards him, yes.
You were taking the first punch at him to start this fight based on what you say was his command?
Yes, sir.
You weren't taking this fighting stance and coming at him to protect yourself because he hadn't come at you at all at this point. Is that right?
That's correct.
How much time elapsed from the time you put your hand out to the time you then have this conversation?
It's kind of a quick conversation at this point. We already established that, and he was going through the final, and both of us were exchanging the final leading up to what we were about to do, and he agreed. You know, it was very quick but clear.
Okay, so on the count of three, come at me. Either you said yes right before that, or right before that, or someone around there.
Yes, or acknowledgement.
And then he said 1, 2, 3, just like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, showing you, I queued it up as you've seen to 1 minute and 58 seconds on camera 14, People's Exhibit 2. And I'm going to play it up to the point it will show when you say the time this conversation happened until the time you lunged at the deputy to hit him. That just took 2 seconds, didn't it? We went from 1:58 on the counter clock to 2 minutes. Isn't that right?
Yes.
But it's your testimony. You just testified to everybody here, to me and all the jurors, from the time that 2 seconds from here to the time you attacked him, lunged at him, you had this conversation of, let's take an aggressive stance. What do you mean by that? Take a fighting stance. We're going to do this. Yes, on the count of three, we're going to do this. 1, 2, 3.
Objection.
There's no way that happened in 2 seconds. Isn't that true?
Objection misstates the testimony.
Overruled.
Yes or no? There's no way that happened like you just said in 2 seconds.
What I stated.
Yes or no? There's no way that happened like you just told me and these jurors in the 2 seconds?
In the 2 seconds, no.
Okay, but according to you, that's how it went down?
That's my recollection of the words.
Recollection? You've seen this video several times, haven't you?
I've seen it several times now, yes.
Do you want to change your testimony at this point?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so that entire dialogue happened within 2 seconds?
It probably couldn't have happened in the 2 seconds. It was probably, the conversation was probably maybe 4 seconds back.
Are you changing your testimony now? Yes or no? Are you changing what you earlier said?
Objection.
Let him finish.
In the 2 seconds.
Yes or no? Are you changing what you earlier told us?
Absolutely not. My statement is true.
Do you remember being near laundry baskets?
I don't really recall being by the laundry baskets, but I remember being on the other side of the sally port, yes.
Do you remember seeing laundry baskets?
No.
Is it possible there's laundry baskets in there?
Possible.
Is it possible there's laundry baskets somewhere in the sally port area but off view of the camera?
Yes,
Only if you remember.
it's possible.
Okay, I'm going to start this record or stop and then restart.